Hey everybody, we're doing the next 3 chapters of A Game of Thrones, which are Tyrion, Arya, and Ned. So we start off the Tyrion chapter with him sitting on a rock, very upset because they're cutting up his horse to eat. He's very mad because just a few days earlier he was ordering his dinner and then all of a sudden Catelyn had people jump on him and take him hostage. So after the scene we saw with Catelyn, they put him on a horse. She said they were taking him to Winterfell, and he's happy about that because A, is Winterfell, and B, also a bunch of people heard that, so he knows that word's going to get over to his father and that they'll be able to come rescue him. So they sit on top of the horse, put a bag on his head, and they're on the road for a while. He's miserable because it's raining and the bag on his head is all wet and he can barely breathe, but whatever. Finally, they take the bag off his head and he realizes that they are headed east on the east road and they are not going north. And Catelyn's like, yeah, I said Winterfell a few times, didn't I? I wanted to make sure people thought that's where we were going. So no one knows where we are right now. And he's very mad about that because very rarely does anyone outsmart him. Catelyn tells Tyrion that she thinks that he's the one that planned Bran's attack because Peter Baelish told her that he did. And Tyrion's like, what the hell? You can't trust him. Everyone says, he tells everyone that he took your virginity. And she's like, how dare you? But he's just trying to prove that Peter Baelish lies, which he does. They're sitting there talking about this and they hear riders coming and approaching them. Apparently the riders up in the mountains are ruthless, so they're all scared because they're pretty much going to be surrounded. And this whole next big part of the chapter is a big fight between them and the riders. The singer that had been talking to Catelyn, he had come along for the ride. He actually lives through the attack. We see Bronn fighting for the first time. You know, it's a fight scene. The most important thing about this is Tyrion, even though he's held captive, Catelyn lets him have an axe to defend himself. He fights with that a little bit. We see Catelyn slit someone's throat. Very badass. And a few people die, but who cares? So they're packing up their stuff to get on the road again. And Tyrion's like, okay, back to this conversation we were having. There's one flaw in Baelish's plan, and that's that he told you I bet against my brother Jaime. And I never bet against my family. Like, duh, why would he do that? And that gets Catelyn started thinking that, oh, wait, maybe he was telling the truth. Not in this chapter, but one coming up. But that's what gets her thinking. Okay, so Arya's chasing cats. She's chasing cats, trying to be swift as a deer, quiet as a shadow, and, you know, doing all these weird things that Syrio's telling her to go do to be a better fighter. She comes across Prince Tommen and Septa and whatever, and they chase her, and she ends up running into, like, the dungeon part of the castle, I guess, and she ends up in the dark, which is actually very scary the way it was written. Just, I don't know what, if it was just because I was reading it at 3 o'clock in the morning, or I don't know what it was, but I like reading her being in the dark and in dungeons and then seeing these big ass dragon skulls staring at her, it was really eerie. It was a little creepy. So she was scared. She's groping her way through the dark. She sees a light. She follows it upstairs and she hears voices. They're talking about the hand. She realizes, duh, that's her dad. They're saying that he's already found one bastard. Wants to stop him to find other ones. If one hand can be killed, why not another one? She finds her way out of wherever she was to the front gates of the castle, so she was down there for a while, feeling her way around. She's dressed like a boy. She's all dirty. They don't believe that she's Arya Stark, the daughter of the Hand. She threatens him, like she does in the show. They take her to Ned, and he's like, what the hell? You've been missing. I had people out looking for you. Your septa was going crazy. And she's like, I'm sorry, but I heard people plotting your death. And he kind of believes her, but he's like thinking she's making up things. Ned is very hard-headed. Of all things for Arya to lie about, why would she lie about hearing people talking about him? And she says stuff about them talking about a bastard, and she thinks it's Jon, but he knows what he's been up to, so why wouldn't he just listen to her? I just get so frustrated with him. I don't understand. One of the men from the wall comes in to see Ned, Yoren, yeah, it's Yoren, and he asks for more men to come to the wall to help them because they need help because there's not many people there to help. And they start talking. Ned kind of dismisses Arya and sends her out. Arya's worried because she just heard people plotting his death. So she's worried. She talks to the guard about, you know, you wouldn't let anything happen to him. What do you do? He's like, no, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the point of this chapter is that we know people are out to kill Ned. Duh. And that Arya chases cats a lot. And then we go back to Ned, and he is arguing with Robert because they just found out that Daenerys is pregnant. Robert is livid. He wants to have her killed. Ned, of course, does not want to have her killed. He's like, she's a child. You can't go kill her. He's like, she's not a kid. She's a Targaryen spawn. Sir Barristan is with Ned. He's like, we can't go around killing kids. Like, we know Barristan is awesome. Renly and Varys are like, yeah, we gotta kill him. Yeah, they're agreeing with Robert. Ned's pissed. He stands up. He's like, well, you know what? If you want to do this, I'm not going to be with you. He takes his hands off. He takes his pen off, puts it on the table. And Robert says, if you aren't going to do what I tell you, I'll find a hand who will. And Ned's like, peace out. I wish him luck. Ned leaves and he tells this guy, like, listen, we got to get the heck out of Dodge. Robert's pissed. I don't know what's going to go down. Go get my girls. We got to go. Baelish comes to see him, tells him what happened at the meeting about Daenerys, that Varys pretty much said that anyone who can arrange for Daenerys to be killed, he'll make a lord. Ned is disgusted. Anyway, the point of this is that Baelish came to tell him that he knows he's looking for the brothel that the other hand went to and that he can take Ned to it and he won't even tell Catelyn. Dum dum dum. Robert just fired you. Well, you didn't even get fired. You resigned. Stop all this nonsense and get the heck out of there. But he wants to protect his friend. I know. He's such a good guy, but Robert just go home. Okay, that's it. I will be putting these up Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays from now on. I won't have one up this Saturday because I just did one Monday and Tuesday this week, so I'm trying to keep it at 3. But yeah, I will see you guys Tuesday for the next 3 chapters. And that's it. I'll see you later. Bye.